Do you know how to reset and reboot your modem and your router? This does it for you.
Oh, and I love that, because even if you can do that, who wants to do that every day, and who wants to crawl behind the TV?
It's pain.
Where I never dust. I don't know about you.
bad
actually, I should probably
place.
go back there. Check that out. Or crawl under the couch. So I highly recommend that one as well. Let's talk about, what do you want to talk about next? You want to go back to the computer?
Yeah, I think a tour of the computer would be
Okay, let's do that,
because
we also want to talk about that great processor, which is the one I know so many of you have loved in the past. It's the AMD processor called Athlon. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, let me give you a quick kind of breakdown on that. So why Athlon? AMD has a couple of great processors. They have the Ryzen processor, which is their, top of the line, amazing, but it's really expensive. It's frankly would make this computer be hundreds of dollars more. And then they have the A9 processor, which is a really good processor too, but it doesn't have that, you saw the speediness of this computer, right? Like this thing is super fast, even when I'm running 8 programs, even when I'm going from one thing to another, to another, to another. I mean, there's just zero waiting. So they needed the processor to go in the middle. So the Athlon processor, which hasn't existed for years, by the way, this is a relaunch of the Athlon.
Oh,
they totally redid it, totally remade it. So now we have built-in AMD Radeon graphics, exclusive technology, really smooth web browsing, 4K support, just great performance for your everyday tasks. This is the first computer that we have ever done, and we are the only place in the world right now where you can buy a computer with AMD's new processor. AMD is particularly known for their graphics, and we'll show you these numbers one more time. When we talk about how much better is this processor, Sarah made a great point earlier. 10% is a really big movement in electronics. Like if something is 10% faster, it's gonna be a news story. This is 104% better in graphics performance. So if you game, certainly if you like to watch video, your graphics card and your graphics performance is so intertwined with watching Netflix, watching Hulu, watching YouTube. When you do a search online, often a lot of your search answers or your search material comes up in graphic form or in video form. Well, if your computer ever pauses then, or waits then, or you see videos buffer a lot, bye-bye. That's all gone now when you're 104% faster. So that's the Radeon, that's the Athlon processor that's built in with the Radeon graphics card. A quick overview of the computer, if you're just joining us. The touchscreen, I love it. I'm crazy about the touchscreen. This is a solid state drive, and I promise, in 2 minutes, I'm gonna talk more about the solid state drive that's built in. It's the largest solid state drive we've done, 256 gigabyte, full keyboard and numeric keypad as well, which is so nice. You don't always get that on a 15-inch computer. Really nice when you're doing a little banking or you're doing a little shopping, anything that has to do with numbers, it's great.
Your taxes in January.
Oh gosh, let's think about that after Christmas.
Let's do Christmas first.
Okay, let's do Christmas first. There's 3 USB ports. USB ports are important. One of the things we recommend, of course, because this is a PC, every PC needs antivirus. We have Viper antivirus, which protects 8 computers for the life of 8 computers, not just PCs. For the first time ever, this Viper antivirus protects 8 PCs and or